Welcome YouTube, we got St Kilda and Brisbane. We have St Kilda as player 1, Brisbane as player 2. We just came from Melbourne and Geelong. It ended up being quite nice. That game was so windy, like it was time where suddenly the wind actually mattered. Like, I feel like I never really had games where the wind actually mattered and dictated how things went. But it was nice to see. It was nice to see there. Hopefully we can double up, have a good game here between these teams. Give it that. Oh, I also got to remember which controller is for which team. So work that out. Handball with St Kilda. Get the kick in there. Down towards the square. Can you get a mark? Yes. So what were you saying there? Oh,
straight in front. Should not miss.
Maxi King saying never chase girls too hard. They can hurt you. Yeah, that's absolutely true. It's definitely the thing of like if you have to like chase a girl, then the answer is no. Because the only person then is you're hurting yourself. Like it definitely makes sense in my mind. You definitely shouldn't be looking to chase people. Like they'll let you know pretty early if they're interested. But at the same time, kind of what I did, wasn't it? I felt like I had a pretty good idea of if the girl I was after was interested in me. Knew the answer was like, yeah. The answer's probably no here. Pretty much knew that. Tried to get over it. Then I just kind of went, fuck it, let's chase for it. So it's like, look, I can say it makes sense to not want to chase, but I also, if someone went to chase, I get it. I feel like I get it. Go over here. Okay, we got a couple of minutes in there. You're saying, have I ever read a book about dating?
Out of the congestion, the Lions on the ball now. Well played.
I don't think I've ever explicitly read like a hardcover book of dating. I feel like the closest I've come is like I've seen plenty of stuff on like YouTube. I feel like that's like my version of a book is YouTube videos. Go over here.
Andrews with a terrific mark deep in defense. Good work rate.
Handball over this way. And
normally delivers.
There you are.
Crouch, making his claim for the
and I guess like I don't know if I like remember listening to the audio book on this, but I know Robert Greene has the book The Art of Seduction. And I had at least like printed out like pages of stuff on it, but it wasn't for like the purpose of like dating. It was based on just the psychology, like just learning about it. I don't know if I actually got around to doing that though. But no, I've never like actually read like a hardcover book of dating.
He stopped in his tracks. Rich. They're playing for keeps. That's a bit of a waste.
Handball over this way. And like it's crazy because like the things that I watch on the dating is like I hear them and I see them and I'm like, yeah, I completely agree. Everything here makes complete sense. But it's like it doesn't like cause action because what I'm hearing is already things that like kind of register onto me like surface level. It's like there's a thing, it's like a deep inside psychologically that sort of has to be willing to make the moves. Go over here.
Owens, Higgins, he's caught.
Saying, do I ever
rinse and repeat?
Do I ever just feel lonely every day for like the past 10 plus years? Like basically every day for the past 12 years? Yes? Go over here. So it's like it has for a very long time been at it was like very much at a point, like it's kind of just like a learned acceptance in my life. Now yes, like I guess have been taking steps to like sort of like try and break that barrier down piece by piece, but it's like it's a huge fucking barrier on me. Like I think it's like incredibly massive. So like even though I can put work into it and I can put all the work I want, I can put so much into it, it's still just chipping away little by little, which is always progress, but it doesn't like feel like progress. Because it's only a little bit, and then you see the wall, and it's like, God, it's still so much. They go. Like I understand that in terms of like self-improvement things, but it's like that's how it works. It's not like a quick thing that you just get into. It's just like little by little, and like if you can, like even though you're doing self-improvement things, if you can like focus your mind elsewhere rather than trying to get the results from self-improvement in terms of saying, I am improved, I am better. Like if that's what you're focusing on, you're always going to see the results as like, man, there's still so much I haven't done. And you're never going to feel like you're enough. There's just always more you can do.
What's he got on an offer?
Go over this way.
101 there. That could be a goal-saving tackle.
Like I feel like my thing, like yes, you can say like self-improvement, but it's almost like being content, almost like self-satisfaction, where it's like it would be easier to do things if I actually felt more content rather than trying to improve. Because that's like looking at things. If you can like find a way to be like happier and just content with things, then you're kind of like looking at things from a more positive view rather than self-improvement. Like self-improvement sounds great, but in a way it can also be actually negative because you're saying you're not enough.
Wins it back. Great mark. Bombs it in.
Oh yeah, I'll get to like the porn question. I was just kind of going through what I was saying there. Get rid of that. So it's St Kilda here early on. Getting us going. Let's get rid of that. You're saying, and what could be bad is how often you watch porn in a day can be a bit unhealthy. That can cause you to not want to try dating. Of course, absolutely. Here's the thing. It's like with the amount that I actually watch it, and of course, like I've said it multiple times, I was saying it while I was playing Mafia and the other game, of how I'm hoping to actually like stop.
That's come off the side of the boot.
When I say I watch it, if I was to say, oh yeah, in normal, it's normal for me to watch it like every day to almost every day, people could say like, oh my god, you watch it a lot. And I would say, not really. Because of, as a teenager, being at home all day and being like, oh my god, this is like so amazing. It's so in my mind.
The Saints have come to play and are threatening to open a decent gap on the scoreboard.
So like it's so much there that it's
this deserves a goal.
Like
but he's put it on the wrong
it being at a level that it's at now doesn't actually feel like a lot at all because of what I have been used to in the past. Go over here. Like I'll say that like as a teenager I would go and watch it like probably 3 times a day. I'm not saying that's what I do now. It's definitely not. But I feel like my addiction is getting better or worse. Well, like I said, when I was like younger and my feelings about myself were incredibly, it felt like there wasn't really much for me or anything. Yeah, I just answered the question before you finished typing. Like, yeah. Like, it's not like I'm going around doing it 3 times a day or anything. Because it's weird to say. Like, it's obviously it doesn't feel healthy because I want to stop it. It doesn't feel good for me. Go over here. I just kind of have to see if I can actually do what I want, which is to stop watching it. And for how long before, like, what kind of effect does that ultimately have on me mentally and emotionally? Just overall, what does that do? Because that's a time slot in the day that's going to be spent elsewhere.
Sinclair goes towards half-back. Battle. What more can you say? His field kicking is normally first rate.
There you go. You got Mr. Owens.
The Saints are playing some great
come on, Denny.
Rich.
Oh.
Reliable. He's wrapped up. Was that a legitimate attempt to get it out? The ump gives him the benefit of the doubt. Good ruck work. Ashcroft.
Handball it that way.
Give up. Solid tackle.
The umpire's pinned him for insufficient intent.
The best bet you could say is web blockers. Like, I'm probably not going to go do that. I'm probably just going to look at it and just be like, dude, let's just not look at, let's just try to not look it up, all that. It's pretty much all I can think. It's like, just find other things that are more... Because that's the thing. I know in the past, it's like, I've had times when I like didn't watch it, and pretty much what it was I just had things that were more interesting to me. So, it's about having if I can just have things that are more interesting, I just go, this is where I want to focus energy, then it'll just come from there. It'll just naturally go away. Because like the idea of like beating an addiction, I don't know that I'm like a good person to like get over an addiction, because I've had like soft drink addiction in the past where I was having Pepsi and Coke like on the daily, like it would be like all I would drink in like my teenage years. And then okay, when I say I got like from like the ages of 12 to when was it? Get rid of that. Oh, when was it? Was it? Usually I know the answer to this. I think it was the start of 2015, so the end of 2014, which would have put me at 16. Like basically, the main thing I would drink would be soft drink stuff. And then I ended up getting sick. And when I say sick, I think just mean like a general sickness, like just a general flu shit or whatever. Not like a big thing, but I was like sick for the first week of 2015. I think it was 2015. And then from that, I just didn't feel like having it, so I haven't had it since. So it's been 8.5 years since I had soft drinks. And it's not like a thing of like, oh yeah, I put in so much work, I just went, yeah, I'm just not doing this anymore. Like, that's all it was. Get rid of this. So when it comes to like porn, I'm just hoping that I'm just looking at it and being like, yeah, that's just not going to be a thing I'm going to do.
Chance for the coaches to address their players and maybe even tweak the game plan. Gary Lyon is with us. What do you make of this one, Gaz?
There was plenty to like from both teams in the first quarter, but both sides were guilty of some poor turnovers, so they'll certainly be trying to minimise those.
Go over here.
No backward steps being taken out there, and we have a great contest on our hands.
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah,
thank you, Gaz. Gets his kick.
What's that coming with?
Time for the Crummers to go to work. Sinclair.
Like, I know in the past like, it's not like a recent thing for me to say, oh, well, maybe I could like still masturbate, but then not watch porn. I could like have other things going on and stuff. Or I can just be thinking about other things, or like having a different stimulus, or not having another stimulus at all. Like, that's visual. Like, I've sort of understood that, but I think years, I just sort of don't really do it. So I'm hoping at the very least that I can just not actually watch the stuff. Get rid of this. That's with Brisbane.
Sloppy play, and it could come back to bite. McInerney just has to hit a target.
Oh, that's St Kilda go this way. Handballs. Rid of it. Okay. Saying it's hard to break addiction. You're saying that way. You're saying it's hard to break addiction that way. I don't remember exactly what way. Oh, but you can fill up the things you do in a day. But there is always a night time when you are bed alone, and there's not much you do at night but sleep. What else if you're sleepy and have nothing to do? Like, you don't actually have to watch porn. Like, go over here. I just know in terms of my life during the day, it's like, for the most part, like, my days are usually like stacked up. Like, there's usually something for me to do. Okay, come get rid of that.
Berry mops that one up to no one in particular. Gresham collects the half volley. Hill.
Like, hell, if I even just found myself being like, oh yeah, there's a podcast to listen to, and like, and then I just found myself jerking off, but I wasn't watching porn, I'd be like, well, it's better.
This has got danger.
So, saying, so you're more of a through the day or at night? It's not like a specific answer to that. Go over here.
An ill-directed hand pass. Marshall can run and gun. Well, that's not like him. Gresham
over here.
Steele. The Saints looking ominous.
Oh no.
Ashcroft.
Handball out of the way. Okay.
Under pressure. It's no place for the
To
faint.
the left.
Marshall. Steele. Whereas there's some holding going on. The Lions have won it back.
You want to get rid of
Run
this.
into trouble. Wood.
Get us this way.
Boot to ball.
Like, I just wonder if I just,
He's hit up the lead.
like, if I just, like, stop watching porn itself, will, like, the idea of wanting to masturbate as well sort of naturally go away over time. That's kind of what I'm wondering. Saying so, like, both. It's,
Those are the kinds of
like, yeah, it's not like ultimately, it's not fully clear. It's just like whenever the fuck I feel like it, really. But I'm also not looking to specifically answer. Hey!
Up and away.
His goal was so far, but this would be a great way to get on the score sheet.
Zach Jones comes in. Oh, that's looking good. Oh, not the distance.
Sure he has. That's a waste. And they're out of trouble.
Coming with it, St Kilda. Handball.
Turned over.
Can we get rid of this? Oh, no, no, no.
Forward amounts to nothing. Their appeals have fallen on deaf ears. McInerney showing his
Go over there. Oh.
Ashcroft.
It's going to be St Kilda.
Desperate defense.
Again. Handball. Oh.
Just as they were looking dangerous, they've coughed it up. McKenna.
Come with the handballs this way. Oh, no.
Losing tackle. Dealt with the pressure.
Get rid of that. Thank you. Handball it over. To the right.
Dunkley in the right.
Bring it back in.
They'll sweep this ball forward. Handball
Okay, then.
was good. He's got under that one.
Anyway, a bit of a topic change. Not one that I guess that you would know about, but we are playing an AFL game here, so there might be someone who's still around in YouTube land. AFL stuff. I did see that there's like the upcoming draft, right? Well, for later this year, there's already like talks on like the guy that's meant to be like the #1. He's already like, there's like things about like, oh, has he already like just blatantly told West Coast he doesn't want to be drafted by them, you know? And like, I guess that's like draft tampering shit or whatever, right? Of like, this player who's like 18 and stuff is like telling the whole club, don't draft me, you know? And then I guess like a thing came out today of like, no, he'd be like cool going wherever he wants, like, but also like actually kind of not.
Slick hands.
It's like
Coleman in space can run and carry.
so weird to me.
What are your thoughts, Gary?
The Saints probably haven't taken full advantage of how
One of those things with the AFL, you know, where it's like the young players
with a deft tap. Wood absorbs the pressure.
Go over here. Got like the young players have been like, I want to leave after a year. Like,
he's so clean with the.
It always feels like the AFL players are just always free agents that can just say they want to leave whenever they want, even if they're contracted. And then it's like, oh, it's almost like you kind of like have to get rid of them almost.
How will the umpire see this?
Holding the ball.
Says you had prior opportunity.
Okay then. That was just like a little off-topic thing that didn't really go much of anywhere. But hey, I think I was just going to mention how I didn't like in the draft the father-son rule. I still don't like the father-son rule. I don't know if I'm ever gonna like it. Mexican, where it's okay. Go over here. Oh, the wind! No, the wind didn't do anything. What you're saying? Would I consider sex toys to stop watching porn? All you need to do to stop watching porn is like, just don't look up porn. Like anything you do, like if you do anything like sexually, like masturbation, or like, yes, that's what masturbation. That's whatever you do. All it takes to not watch porn is just don't look it up. Like if I wanted to, like I'm not going to, but I could just take my hand, go down there, and go, holy moly, oh yes. And I'm not watching porn, but I'm still doing the thing.
He's the right man to have it, and he's delivered.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, easy said, then, yeah.
That'll boost his confidence.
You feel like they've got their teeth into it now.
It's like it's steps, you know? I hope it's just that you go away from porn, they see like what the effect that has on my mind, and just hope it sticks around. And then maybe from there, my general feelings on things naturally get me looking more and more outward. Because from the visual stimulus of sexuality, I've had an overabundance of it since like, you're saying it's crazy, porn is so addicting for sure, and like if you think about it, like all it takes is you just look it up, you know? Like I would have first seen porn at like 12 or 13 years old, you know, and been like addicted to it since, right? So it's like, is anyone going to be surprised hearing that like a kid who was like socially anxious and socially like recluse, who was like addicted for over 10 years on porn, finds the idea of like going out and finding a girlfriend like difficult?
That's good vision.
That sounds obvious.
Sinclair towards half forward with the
come in here.
The Saints moving the ball well.
It takes steps, you know.
And can extend the margin.
Going at his second.
Do you ever Google it, how to stop watching porn? No. Like, it's a very... I really hope... Like, I know that there would be people who make articles on stuff, on all that, and be like, this is how you stop watching things. I just wish it would just be, just turn off the screen, bro. Just turn the screen off. Done. But, like, in my mind, it's like, look, if you can, like, find general things that are interesting to you, maybe even if it's just like you do some sort of other exercise, then you just like move it away from there, like piece by piece, find some other things to take that time, take your energy away, handball it away. Because I know, like, the idea of, like, people who are, like, very... You're saying you haven't tried those things. What the hell just happened? Whoa, pause, hang on. Okay, we're good to go back. I don't know what the hell just happened there. You're saying, but you haven't tried those things, and how much have that worked for you? Wait, hold on, we go over here. Well, if you think about it, I used to do it, like, 3 times a day on the regular. Now it's like 1 time a day in most of the time, right? Like, because I have other things I'm interested in. Like, that's actually a lot of work to get to the point that it's even at now. Have other things that are at my interest.
Not sure who the target was. Attracted a crowd.
Get rid of this.
He's besieged.
Okay, we're gonna be at halftime here. So it's like, it might sound like it's like, oh, you're so addicted, but it's like, I was even more addicted. I was way over addicted.
Fascinating first half, but there's still lots to play out as the players head from the field for a well-deserved break. Gary's with us.
But it is still kind of crazy to me that like things like porn, like not that it's like, I'm somewhat surprised to think that it's like porn sites don't have to like make sure that you're under the age of 18. Or, you know, that you're not of like legal limit of stuff. You're saying, but you still watch. You're not trying to figure out how to lower the amount of times you're trying to figure out how to loosen. I don't know what that last word you're trying to say is.
With a break now, they'll need to be more careful than that. He ran into a brick wall. Wood, steel.
Go over here.
Has eyes only for the footy. Billings, McCluggage runs onto it.
Over this way.
Starcevic. The Lions might need plan B soon. They've turned it over.
You're saying lose all interest. I did not know. It wasn't the lose part. It was the interest. I didn't understand. I only understood it after you said lose there.
Half forward. Starcevic wins it back. Great mark.
Saying, but you still watch, but you're not trying to figure out how to lower the amount of times you're trying. Go over this way.
Runs onto it. That hand pass was telegraphed. Ashcroft.
Well, I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but I'm just like, well, over this, it's just kind of like, it's a natural habit of like, oh, well, if I'm just like interested in like masturbating, like porn has become so habitual towards it that it's almost like this is just what you do. Like, and even then, like, this is the thing with me, and this might sound weird. It's like, it'll be on, but like most of the time, I'm not even looking at it. Like, most of the time, I would actually be looking away from it. It was like part of the experience.
warning.
But like
Read it well.
over time, like it's been something that like I've wanted to like
Ashcroft.
have it go away.
Big chance here.
Go over here.
A superb relieving mark at centre half back. Out wide with the kick. Poor footy there. Drives it inside the forward 50. Wanganeen Malira.
Over there.
Good handball. Wilkie. Crunching tackle. Wood.
Like, yeah, I'm not really bothered by the amount of times I masturbate. I'm not really bothered by that.
The Lions
Not at this point anyway. I'm just bothered by like the porn of it all. Go over here. So that's why that's where I'm looking at to start with anyway. Go over here.
On the non-preferred. Wilkie pounces. It's a tough game. Neil has it now on centre wing. Probing ball. He's hit up
Mr.
the
Sorko.
Delivers to centre half forward.
Come on.
He's run into trouble.
Handball it away.
He'll feel that one. That's a dreadful.
Who's got it now? That is with Brisbane. Oh, we're in the third quarter, I see.
Neil.
In the 50. Then they get the mark.
Kick. A real rainmaker. Steele.
There you go.
No,
get the handballs away.
Sinclair. The Saints should be able to clear now. Who was he aiming for? McInerney heads them off at the pass.
Into the middle.
Delightfully done.
Down you go.
Into the pocket he goes.
And, oh. Who's got this? Handball of the way.
Be deterred. Wanganeen Malira didn't
No,
need to
come
be
on.
asked twice. Marshall
There you go.
runs onto it. That's a bruising tackle. Wood, they're building something dangerous.
This is something I'm interested in. I wonder if like there are people who like actually like masturbate, but they're not like thinking about like people. They're just thinking about things in general. They're just thinking about. I don't even know what exactly the thing they would be thinking. Maybe they're like, oh yes, that breakfast I had was so amazing. Oh yeah. You know, they're just trying to think. Just trying to think of things in general that maybe make them happy.
Brings it out wide. Quality delivery by foot. That's almost worth
it. I remember I've had that thought in my head before of like, what if you were just doing that? But I never like didn't. I don't think I really stuck with it. I don't know if I actually ever even really tried it.
Wilkie loves the hard stuff.
Go over here. So I know I was gonna like mention the idea of like the I've heard about the idea and it makes a lot of sense of like the people who get like really addicted to it are like people who have sort of like lost purpose, I guess. I think and go over here because I have felt at times when like over at least the past couple of years I have noticed times where when my general mood, when I lost purpose versus when I felt happier, there would be an increase.
Marshall working at close quarters.
Have noticed that. Okay. Oh, insufficient. Are you for real?
Not happy with that decision.
The coach will start pulling out hair in a minute. Some indirect ball movement here.
Wait, where's the...
Over in the middle. This could hurt. Zorko feeling the heat. Cops some unwanted attention. Hipwood couldn't find a way through. Battle runs onto it. Steele. They cannot keep him quiet. Sinclair in some space on the wing.
I just had like... Okay, hold on.
That's an impressive mark.
You're saying like if person smokes a pack of cigs a day and lower the amount of cigs he smokes like one, that's not going to help him not get cancer and chances. He might just start smoking a full pack. Yeah, of course. Like the Homelander guy, he masturbates to him being in control of power. Oh, you say, wait, they're different things.
That's an uncharacteristic.
Go over here.
Sweeping handball. Starcevic heads towards the half-forward flank. No wonder coaches go grey. Wood. That'll go.
Wait, I'll take the first comment first again. Saying like if a person smokes a pack of cigs a day and lowers the amount, that's not going to help him not get cancer, and chances are he might start smoking a full pack again. That's okay. Like, first of all, if I'm just looking at that exact example, it's like, yes, of course, that's always a chance. But like, are you gonna tell someone that like maybe goes 3 a day to 1 a day to like, oh no, you shouldn't do that? Like, yeah, you're doing it. You shouldn't do that.
Struck it well.
And then it's like, oh, there are chances he might go back to do it again. Well, yeah, there's always a chance that if someone stops, they'll go back to do it again. There's always a chance, actually, that if someone never smokes, they could still get lung cancer. Is it a lot lower? Of course. You know, it's also a lot lower. Someone does it less. Go over here.
King is the target, and he marks.
To really stamp some authority on this match.
Maxi King. And I also think this is actually like a thing that I'm not sure that if there's like someone who wants to smoke like a pack of cigarettes a day, like fine, fuck it, they can go do that. If for them in their life, they're like, I don't want to do 3 no more, I'm going to stick at 1, I'm happy with 1 at the moment. So it's like, okay, they're happy with doing 1 at the moment. There you go. Because like, dude, there's like no one here. Like, we can talk about, oh my god, we need to be health conscious. But like, was anyone really like super health conscious? Like, they'll be like health conscious about one thing, but then they're off like eating a fucking cheeseburger.
He's caught. Ashcroft wins it back.
Get rid of this.
He
Like,
might have done better. This is promising. He's
go over here.
Down. Gresham gathers. Philippou thought his way through it.
Like, I feel like there's so many people, as I think about it, of like the convenient health consciousness. Like, I know, like, I'm a convenient health conscious person.
Quick kick towards centre half forward.
Go over here. Kick in there. And a mark.
They're hard to stop when they move the ball like that.
Would be an understatement to say they need this.
Come on, Lincoln, can you get this? There you go. Oh, it's coming. Oh.
1 behind.
That's unfortunate.
They're within striking distance, but they need to make the most of their shots on goal.
Aggressive with the kick in. Billings. Doesn't often waste it.
Saying when I said if someone masturbates to something other than sex, you're talking about the Homelander? Yeah. Like, that could be an idea. Yeah, yeah.
Can he hit a target? McKenna.
That could be a thing that someone does. There you go.
Towards the boundary line. Poor disposal.
If Jack Steele goes in here, like, for sure, that can always be a thing that someone does.
So he brings it to ground.
Like, masturbation doesn't have to just be a, like, yeah, like the thing you're thinking about doesn't have to be another person. It can be whatever the hell you want it to be. You're saying that wouldn't be weird to you though? It's like,
clever kick. Steele.
You're saying wouldn't it take longer? Well, it depends on how much you like it, I guess. Like, how long it takes really depends on like how much you like going at whatever you're going at.
Neil runs onto it. Normally delivers. Wilkie read it well.
Like, yeah, of course, like, masturbation is like it's sexual because it's, well, it's your dick. But
that's a shocker. That kick had nothing going for
there we go.
Lost his radar there.
Directs a long ball to half forward.
Sometimes you can just think about something that makes you happy.
Can anyone get to the drop zone? Sinclair making his claim for the golden fish.
Oh.
Desperate defense.
Gets it to
saying what the heck do you like that much to masturbate to other than sex?
Back into play.
I don't know, I was just saying that like that's something that a person can do.
But not on a football field. Whatever he's suffering from, it's not
I didn't say it's something I have done or like have done much of. Yeah, we got Hipwood here. Oh!
This is very close.
They're missing some opportunities and it could really come.
You said you would feel worse? Well, then it's not for you. Like, simple. Then it's not for you. Like, it wouldn't be for everyone.
Look well drilled. Patton. Can they get another one?
And I guess you also could think about people if you wanted, but you don't have to think about them, like, naked. You could just think about their personality, how much you just like hanging out with them. That's always an idea. Saying like, oh yeah, like the lights are so bright. Look, if that's what you want to think about, if that's what you end up thinking about and it helps you going, like, you know.
Can these spirited underdogs hold
like, who am I to say don't go for it?
The Lions will be disappointed that they're losing both the clearances and contested ball.
Like, it could be someone's thing. Someone's looking at the light being like, oh my god, the light. Someone's doing it.
Thanks for those observations,
maybe,
Gary.
I don't know.
Back underway. 3 quarters done, and this has been a real turn-up. I don't think anyone tipped it. McInerney with a deft
Of the
tackle.
Brisbane's.
Dunkley, Wilmot running in support. Met solidly. We'll have another ball up. McInerney looking for territory.
Ref saying Kilda here.
Terrific
Get the handballs away.
Ross, Steele, navigated the traffic.
Get rid of that. There you go.
Can run, and that's a
Look, we'll see if
great
Brisbane can bring it back a bit. It hasn't been like, it hasn't been super high. It hasn't been high scoring, but hopefully we can get a little thing going with these teams here in the last. Get the kick on. Go here.
Sets a task for the forwards. Dunkley fumbled it like a cake of soap. Butler, it's a desperate tackle. Steele,
Got Mr. Billings.
heads long towards goal. He's got the distance, but not the accuracy.
They gave him too much latitude on that
Like,
occasion.
honest, like, this is a,
Lucky the kick was a poor one.
like, honestly, I think if there's someone with, like, social anxiety, and I'm not sure, I honestly I can't recall how often I've done this. I'm really not sure if I ever have. But I think there is a legitimate possibility that if you want someone to get over social anxiety, you ask them, hey, you masturbate? And if they say yes, you'd be like, what I want you to masturbate to is the idea of socializing. I just want you to think of socializing and go at it. Because it's like a mental thing. Like if you're masturbating to that and it's making you feel good, maybe psychologically, you then start to look at the idea of socially interacting with people as something that you like. I don't care if it's something that now turns you on. It's gotten you from something that was scaring you to something you like. You know? Like, I do feel like there could be potentially like a psychological thing, like the things that you masturbate to. Like it could actually, you could actually turn it into something to help you overcome things.
They're playing with purpose and poise. Patton has a vice-like grip. That's not going to work. Neil.
I'm not sure how much that's been put into practice, but at least in theory that makes sense to me.
With a chance to run. Leicester.
There you go.
Long searching ball towards half forward.
Oh.
Wood out of the congestion.
Back off the Saints.
Wanganeen-Malira felt the pressure there.
Handball it. Oh no.
Onto it. Got the handball
That's a kick for Higgins.
Desperate to win it
And get the
back.
ball.
Steele.
Kick it in.
Can the defenders repel them again?
Oh.
Is there in defense?
Okay then. In the middle. Why can Brisbane get going?
Spud Frawley will
Handball.
love that one.
There you go, there you go, there you go.
Danaher.
Danaher.
Responsibility. Just needs to finish.
Very good.
Finish he does.
Very good here.
They've got to find a way to get him into the game. We know how damaging he can be.
If they can get the next one, it'll be on. Neil knew where the help was. Sinclair.
Gonna be St. Kilda ball.
Jones.
Handball it away. Kick in. Can they get the mark?
Bombs it in.
Which one's which?
Well, I suppose
That's the Brisbane one. That's the one lit.
Not the worst place. The kick was centimetre perfect.
Oh, this way.
He might have thought about the corridor.
Okay.
Starcevic
Handball it over.
dishes it off.
Keep it going.
McKenna under pressure.
Little kick away.
The Lions have been gallant. Sees something he likes.
What can you get down there? That's going to... Oh,
Marshall got a fist in, and we'll have a throw in.
that's going to be a throw in
You
here.
noticed down at ground level.
The Saints look more dangerous going forward, and I think they're working a bit harder as well.
Marshall, the winner there. Wood
17-point game. We got 13 minutes left.
McInerney.
There is time for Brisbane.
There's no place for the faint-hearted. It's a tough game. Crouch.
And a kick
This should end in a shot.
with St. Kilda. Will they drink breast milk?
Well,
To extend
What's the
the margin
circumstance?
beyond
Like,
3 goals.
for an amount of money, from a human, like, I guess, like, it's not something I'm really looking to do, but I'm like, yeah, here's like some money amount. I don't know what that amount
Certainly
is.
expected to kick that one, but he's
So I'm
gonna
just
put it out
like-
of his mind now.
this could
Like
be
for free?
trouble.
I don't know.
Who's front and centre?
Like maybe.
You can't
It's
question
not something
his
I'm
commitment. By
looking to
hand,
do.
they've put
Go over
themselves
here.
under pressure.
Got the kicks in
Gotta
there.
get it forward now.
There you go, another opportunity here.
Within range.
He hasn't got his name on the goal scorers list yet. Here's a good chance.
Heads towards
Like
goal.
if my wife
The kick
said
is
suck it,
astray. A minor
it would be
score.
like fuck
The
yes.
Lions aren't going well, but the damage could have been much
Well,
worse.
you know, you gotta taste the baby product. You know, if your babies are coming up, you gotta make sure that it's good for them. You gotta make sure it's all good.
Attracted a crowd. Dunkley.
Go over here.
Kicks to space.
Like if it's gonna be good for your baby, why can't it be good for you? You
The
know?
Lions haven't
Exactly,
thrown the
I
towel.
understand completely.
McCluggage. They've got time to put the kettle on. Defense 101 there.
Come on. Oh. You're saying Homelander in there, yeah.
Couldn't get a disposal. Only a behind.
But that man's gonna go everywhere for milk, though.
Straight down the guts. He had one job and he made a meal of it. Goes long.
Like, I know that in The Boys, that was originally meant to be something for MM. I'm pretty sure that Mother's, because his name's Mother's Milk, that MM was meant to be, would I drink milk from my mum's breast? Not for free. And I also don't know what the circumstance is, but I'd rather not.
Marshall, Aaron hand pass, and they've turned it over. It's a hot foot.
Go over here.
Ross gets there first. Gresham, he's been dispossessed.
Suddenly I'm trying to think, because I also don't think I was saying, what's that? $100,000?
Billings on centre wing. Wood. Neal threw himself at it. He's run into trouble. Ashcroft. Suddenly there's some belief about them. McCarthy after it. Marshall wins.
I'm trying to think about it, because I'm like, I'm speaking, like, in the mind I'm at right now, I'm just like, oh, that'd never happen. Oh, I'd like to say I wouldn't do that, but I'm like, you're in that position. You have, like, that money amount coming at you. Would you really say no?
Can he be the fire starter? Billings wins it back. Great mark.
Would you really say no? Like, it's 100,000 right there. Just like, that's all you gotta do. Like, how long do you even have to do it for?
This might just snuff them out.
Oh, they couldn't quite get that one there.
Manages to find a teammate.
Oh, that's coming back here.
It's a dreadful mistake.
There you go.
Saints are bringing great energy.
Hey.
So
because I'm like, as a singer, it's like, oh, you gotta do it for like 2 minutes. Maxi King. Can he finish him off? 2-goal game. Max King. Oh.
Today, but he's missed this one.
He doesn't get it there.
He's having no trouble creating shots on goal, but 2 goals for is a disappointing return.
Andrews goes towards half back.
You're saying you never said to April, you have to know, just you, your mum, and the guy that's given the money, and for a whole minute straight.
That's a bit of a waste. He's stopped in his tracks. King,
come get rid of this.
Square, takes the logical option. Ross.
There you go.
For goal, but
I guess it probably depends how desperate I feel for money.
Goes long from the kick in.
If I'm just thinking about it.
That's not clever.
Because I'm like, well, how comfortable do I feel in my life financially? You know? Like, am I uncomfortable enough that I would go do that if it was offered to me, like, tomorrow? I don't think I would.
Still in this, somehow.
He's off. Andrews, tasked with the kick in. Crouch, read that one right off the boot.
Come on here.
Looking to get it down there quickly.
Can I get it?
Time for the
no, who's going to get that?
Philippou.
Philippou? Oh.
Bad kicking there, out on the full.
The Saints guarding the
corridor. Crap, okay.
They've coughed it up. What a bonus this would be.
A question of accuracy, and he should be able to...
Okay, Mateus, finish him off. What about $1 billion?
Heads for home. It's close. What does the goal...
Like, I would imagine so, right? Like, I'd imagine so. It's like, well, what's the difference between the monies? It's not even like...
Strong grab.
Because when I see all the stuff, like, I'm having the same reaction to the thing. That even though I didn't say it, like, I'm having the same reaction of just like, dude, I'm like, I'm speaking from a position where I'm like, more focused on the fact that I'm like grossed out by the idea of it. Even though, like, I understand, like, the whole...
And they're away. Clever handball. Starcevic.
It kicks there. Going with Ashcroft.
Howard tries to spike it out of the...
Can get rid of that. That's first. Oh.
Dunkley is always dangerous inside 50. Desperate defense.
Like, you're saying 1 billion, you'd be set for life. Your kids would be set. And at the same time, you're still like the guy that in your mind, it's like, oh, no one else knows. But it's like, you know what you did. You know?
A chance to clear now. Ross.
Get rid of that. Like, you're never going to get rid of that memory, are you? Like, I don't think dudes with amnesia are going to forget that memory.
Saints are playing some great footy.
Down you go.
Goes long to centre half forward. Higgins.
Kick that.
Towards the goal mouth.
Oh.
Wins the contest.
Like, I'm not saying that that's...
The pressure. Long ball into the middle.
See, somehow the idea of drinking pig semen is less disgusting to me. Somehow that's less disgusting.
Can they keep the footy this time?
Like, I don't think that should be less disgusting, but somehow my immediate thought is like, somehow that's less disgusting.
McInerney. Now it's someone else's problem. McCluggage. That's a bruising.
Go over here.
They're going nowhere, and we'll have a stoppage near the centre.
Well, you eat that. Well, you eat pork, don't you? Why can't you eat this one?
With the handball. Neil, he's besieged. Turns it over in the middle. Berry, what can he do with it?
You like pig products?
Gets in the way. Good tackle. Neil.
Pick it.
The Lions look to be coming home strong.
Get one in there. Can I get the mark? Saints will get the win. There's a chance for Brisbane. One more. Can I get one more?
Like a hot potato.
Kick it. There you go. There you go. Would semen cook like eggs on the pot? Oh my god.
Saints by 10 points. Steele. He'll be sore in the morning. They might be a little unlucky.
Oh, it gives a whole new meaning to bacon and eggs. 2, 1, final siren. Thank Kilda get the win.
Not without a scare. On behalf of Daniel Hartford, Gary Lyon,
okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look here. There are a few people with the 2 goals to each of the teams. Mason Wood led the way. He had 45. You had Wangani Malira with 36. You got Starcevic on top with Brisbane at 13 marks. King and Sinclair each had 10 apiece. And it was ultimately, let's look at it. St Kilda got the victory. 10-point game. What are we at? We had 2 goals for King and Butler for them. It was Mason Wood with 45. They get the victory over the Brisbane Lions. 47-37. A 10-point victory.